Nicki Minaj this week hit the United Nations. She's the first rapper, certainly the first female rapper, I think the first rapper, period, to give an address to the United Nations, speaking about the what do you call it? The treatment of Christians in Nigeria. Speaking about
a problem that doesn't exist.
Speaking of the persecution of Christians in Nigeria, the natural thing you think she'd be talking about. And it sparked some controversy. People aren't happy about it.
Do tell. What's the controversy? I don't know. This is way outside of my...
So
we talked about it briefly on Patreon, but I was like, this is outside my shit.
Nicki posted some stuff on her timeline, kind of reposting these stories that a lot of the Republicans have been posting about Christians being persecuted in Nigeria.
Is that happening?
No.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Are Christians being persecuted? Yes. Are only Christians being persecuted? No. So it's not really like something specifically happening to Christians. You get what I'm saying? It would be like if somebody came here and stuck everybody up and then you said, they're sticking up white people in at a Joe Budden podcast. Like, technically, yes, but like, that's not really the thing.
White person.
Poe is white too. Just because he's smashing that thick black joint don't make him not.
Oh, that's true, Poe.
Yeah.
And Poe kind of feel like a nigga, but listen, I read that when they looked at the numbers for the year, that they only knew like a few that they could prove that were Muslim or Christian. They didn't know.
Well, because it's not really about religion. But what makes this, and that's a great point, what makes this an issue for people is she's basically repeating MAGA talking points.
Yes, that's MAGA shit.
And then the right-wing MAGA people said, you know what? You're repeating our talking points? Why don't you come speak at the United Nations?
Oh, my God, and she went.
And she went. Again, and this is not, I know it's not going to stop my timeline from being in shambles, but this is not a criticism of Nicki per se, as much as it is like, this is just bad information. I don't really care. If Nicki wants to talk about what's going on in Nigeria, she has a right to, but it's just not proper information. It's just not good information.
What's up? Like, what's going on?
Joe, what do you think?
What's going on, Joe?
Some of the barbs was at the show last night. So we ended up kicking it. I asked them niggas. Hey, y'all.
I missed this part of the journey.
Well, because during the show, everybody stood up.
Yeah.
And once I was over there, I mean, we talking. Like, Joe.
You went right to the UN?
I'm a barb. I was like, well, about that. What do you think? They don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
They will defend this chick today. That's how we knew she was MAGA. We don't care about that.
Right.
I said, well, what about the? She said nothing is. So I mean, what am I going to say?
Eat a baby on live.
I think Nicki is going. I don't know what Nicki is going through. Again, I like to assume that there's other stuff going on that we don't know about. But I'm off this wagon. I'm off this wagon.
It feels very much like a Kanye trajectory to me.
Ooh.
And what I mean by that is there's the online presence. We saw the kind of flurry of tweets a month or two ago. Uh-huh. We also saw Kanye as Jay-Z was going toward Obama. We saw Kanye move away. Mm-hmm. I'm watching something very similar here happen as she goes toward Trump. And Trump support and MAGA talking points, and it wasn't just the Africa stuff. It was also reposting transphobic and homophobic stuff. That's all mixed up.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's all mixed up in the MAGA videos.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just looking very familiar. I'm a Nicki fan in terms of the music. I just don't like this online presence. I don't like what's happening at the UN, and I feel like she's being. I don't want to say used because that makes. Yeah, but sometimes when we say people are being used, and she might be, but when we say that, sometimes it makes them seem like they don't have control over their own choices. She might be very conscious and intentional about the choices she's making. So I don't want to assume that she doesn't know what's going on. I want to give her enough credit to know she's making an informed choice, even if I disagree with it. But the danger of this, again, is it misrepresents what's happening in Nigeria, which actually makes it harder to stop what's happening in Nigeria. Right. There's ethnic fighting, there's violence. There are some extremists, Islamic extremist groups that are killing people, but the Muslim extremist groups are also killing Muslims.
Right.
That's the thing. They're not just killing Christians, they're killing Muslims for not being quote unquote Muslim enough. Yeah. So everybody's dying out there. You know what I mean? This country split almost, it's 2.0.
Oh, that's like the super MAGA groups that beef with MAGA for not being MAGA.
Exactly. That's the point. So if you make it seem like, Christians are being persecuted, then it sounds like that's the way to solve the problem is to stop the persecution of Christians. They're not being persecuted for their Christianness. They're being persecuted because they're not meeting up with the values of this extremist group, and it's happening to everybody. That's how you stop it. So
you're slowing up the help with this bullshit.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get proper information to Nicki, and if she's this passionate about Africa as she seems to be, and she's this passionate about the persecution of vulnerable groups that she says she is, then I hope with the new information she can speak out with the good information. So shout out to her. Shout out to.
Do we know more about her UN trip? I saw pictures. That's all I saw.
There's not much to know, you know, because I mean they were in New York, so there wasn't a big press throng or anything like that. They kind of brought her up there. She gave her thing and then kind of bounced. You know what I mean? And sometimes when dignitaries or people who are powerful, especially politically powerful people, invite you, you feel like it's such an honor to be there that we don't ask any questions about why we're there.
I just think Twitter should stop being, in 2020, heading into 2026, I would like Twitter to stop being the end-all, be-all of us knowing how people feel about things.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to go on Twitter and tweet, cool, but for people that make their bones off of a microphone, at some point, I would like to hear you with a microphone go a little more in-depth about what it is your plight is that you're speaking about. Everybody doesn't know.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, these tweets, they look nuts. They look nuts. They look nuts.
New Joe Budden.